Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be walking you through on how to sew this lovely Queen Anne neckline. I've done tutorial on how to draft it. You can check on my channel in case you've been needing it. If this is the first time you're seeing any of my video or the first time you're visiting my channel, you are highly welcome to the family. Please kindly hit on the subscribe button and the notification bell so as to get notified when I upload new videos. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. So I'll be making use of this fabric which is called African print, and also I'll be making use of this lace. In our previous tutorial we learned how to draft out this Queen Anne neckline, so I'll be leaving the link to watch the drafting on my description box, and also I'll pin the link on my comment section. So these are the patterns. I'll be placing them on my fabric to cut out. This is it after cutting it out of my fabric. As you can see, this is the middle part of it, and then I've cut out the lining for it too. And then this is the side parts. I've cut out the fabric for it, and also I've cut out the lining for it too. And then this is the back area too. I've cut out the fabric for it, and also I've cut out the lining for it too. And also we'll be making use of this our paper stay and then our stay for the padding of the bust area, and also for the lining we'll be making use of this our stays. So we'll go ahead to cut it on our fabric. This is it after cutting out the stay. As you can see, I cut out 4 pieces of stay for the back parts, so which means two pieces of stay is going to be for the fabric, and then the remaining 2 will be for the lining. So we'll be putting that aside. So this is the center part of the cloth. As you can see, I cut out 1 stay for it. If you notice, I didn't cut out stay for the back, is because we don't need stay for that. And also I cut out 1 paper stay for these 2. So this white one is called paper stay, and then the black part is called stay. So as you can see, I cut out this paper stay in form of a bra cup, and I cut out 4 of it, so which is 1 2 3 4. So we'll be using this for the center part. For the lining, I won't be using a stay for the lining. I'll be using just 1 paper stay for the lining, and then I'll be using 4 paper stay for the padding. And then this is it for the side. I cut out 4 paper stay for this, just as I did for the center front. And then if you notice this, I cut it out in form of a cup. By the time we want to iron it, this is how we'll put it on it. I'll take it to the ironing table for you to see how we'll go about it. This is it for the ironing. We'll be working with the front part first. We'll put the lining aside to work on the main fabric. So we will be placing the stay on it like this first. You arrange it very well, and then the paper stay, you place it on it very well. So another thing is, if you are placing your paper stay and your stay, you have to make sure you check the front part of it if you are using the part that has the gum. I hope you get. So we'll be placing that on it like this. And then for the padding too, we'll be placing it. You check the part that has the gum, you place it on it. You place all the 4 on it like this. Another thing is, if you don't want to use your paper stay or stay to pad your center front, you can use your wording too if you like, but I like using this method. So you can easily get your wording, cut it out, so you won't really need to be cutting out these 4 paper stay that I cut out. So you will just cut 1 wording for this. So after placing everything on it like this, you spray your water on it. Spray your water on it like this to make it steam very well, and then you place your iron on it like this. So you make sure you iron it very well. I don't have a steaming iron, so that's why I'm using this method. If you have a steaming iron, you don't need to spray water on it. So you make sure you iron it very well, as I am doing, and then you can turn it to the front part to iron the front, to make sure that it's not squeezing at the front parts. So after doing that, the excess is at the side. We'll be cutting it out. You cut it out like this. This is it after cutting out the excess. As you can see, it came out really nice. and then we'll be moving to the ironing of the lining. So for the lining, I said we won't be making use of the stay, so we'll place the paper stay on it like this, and then for the padding, which is the 4 paper stay I cut out, we'll place it on it like this too. So you spray your water on it and then you iron. So after ironing the lining, you take your main fabric, you place it on it like this, and then you use that to trace out the lining. So why I'm doing this is because sometimes if you don't trace out the lining together with the fabric, the lining becomes big sometimes. So that's why I'm doing this. I'll trace it out like this. So this is it for the ironing of the center fronts. As you can see, this is the lining, the main fabric. So we'll be ironing the side of it too. We'll be ironing the main fabric first before the lining. So exactly the same thing I did for the center front, I'll be doing it for the side too. I'll place my edge stay on it first like this, and then the paper stay, which is the white one. The paper stay, you check the part that has the gum, you place it on it too. And then for the padding too, so that part that I cut out in bra cup, that's breast area, I'll place it on it like this. I'll place the 4 on it like this, and then I'll spray my water on it, and then I'll iron. I'll be doing the same thing for the other side too. After doing the ironing for the main fabric, I'll be ironing the lining too. This is it after I was done ironing everything. I've ironed the back too. So we'll be separating the lining from the main fabric to work on. So I'll take the center fronts and then one of the side. I'll place it on each other like this. I'll use my office pin to pin it together. I'll take it like this. Make sure it's kissing each other. You use your office pin to pin it together. So from the under bust, I'll pin that area first, and then I'll pin it round like this. So as you can see, after pinning it, it does not have any excess at all. So we'll be using 1/2 inches to hold that part, and then this is how it's going to come out after sewing it. We'll be doing the same thing for the other side of it too. We'll pin it together and then we'll take it to the machine to sew. So for the lining, we'll be doing the same thing for it too. We'll take it to the machine to sew. This is it after sewing. Can you see how it came out? This is the front part. We'll turn it to the other side and then we'll notch it. So the notching is for it to relax very well, because if you don't notch it, there's no how you can iron it very well. So we'll notch it as I am doing. We'll notch the other part of it too. After that, I'll be using this my ball to iron it. It's a breast area, so you'll be needing something to push it out to be able to iron very well. And I'll be doing tutorial on how to make this ball very soon. So you place your bust part on it like this. You open this sewing area like this. You spray your water on it, and then you iron. You spray water on it very well. So you iron that part like this. You make sure you iron this part very well. This is it after doing this side. We'll be moving to the other side. You do the same thing for this side. So you spray your water on it, open it up like I am doing, and then you iron it. I'm done doing this other side too. So you turn it to the front like this. Turn it. You place it on the ball and then iron that front again. You iron it very well. You will iron the other side of it too. So I'm done ironing this side too. Can you see how it came out? It's looking really nice. The next thing I want to do now is totally optional. You can decide to do this while ironing your breast parts, and you can also leave it this way. So I'll be turning my fabric to the other side. I'll place it on my bowl. As you can see, I cut out another stay in form of cup, and then I opened one part of it. So I'll pick one of it, place it on my bust like this, and then from that under bust I'll cross each other like this. Can you see? I'll pick another one too. I'll pick another one and do the same thing. I'll cross it on the under bust, and then I'll spray my water on it. I know you might be wondering what I'm trying to do. I'm adding more stay to this breast part, so by the time you want to wear your dress, you can decide to wear your bra, and also you can decide not to wear your bra, and it's going to be totally fine. You make sure you iron it very well, as I am doing, and then we'll be doing the same thing for the other side of the bust too. I'll place my stay on it like this. I'll cross it at the under bust, spray my water on it, and then I iron. So as you can see, this is the outcome of it, which is looking very nice. I've gone ahead to sew the lining too, just as I did for these parts. This is the inside part of the lining. I also top stitch it. Can you see? So we'll be putting this aside to work on the yoke part of the clothes. As you can see, I've gone ahead to cut the yoke area. So I'll be using my bias to turn this part of the yoke. Can you see? I'll place my bias on it like this, and then that tiny side, this tiny area, is where I'll be sewing on. So I'll be sewing on it, and then I'll turn it to the other side. So I'll do the same thing for the other side of it too. This is it after I was done sewing that. Can you see how it is? I've gone ahead to iron it too. I've ironed the two yokes. So I'll be taking the body and also the lining. I'll place it on each other very well like this, and then I'll pin up that middle part. I'll use my office pin to pin it up like this, and then I'll arrange both the fabric and also the lining together very well like this, so I can pin this other part of it too. So after arranging it like that, I'll pin this area, and then I'll pick one part of the yoke, open the lining up like this, place it under the lining like this, and then I'll close it up again. Use my office pin to hold it down. You make sure you arrange it very well. So I'll be using my office pin to pin it down like this, and then I'll be doing the same thing for the other side of it. I'll pin down this part like this. I'll pick the other yoke of it, place it under my lining like this. You make sure you arrange it very well, and then I'll use my office pin to pin it down. After doing all that, I'll be sewing it with 1/2 inches. I'll sew that part down like this. I'll take it to the machine to sew. So this is it after I was done sewing that. As you can see, this is the yoke parts. This is the other side of the yoke too. It brought out that Queen Anne shape, as you can see. And then I top stitch this area too, and the top stitching is to make it relax well while ironing. So I'll be placing my fabric on the ball like this. Make sure you arrange that part very well. Spray your water on it, and then you iron. So this is it after I was done ironing. So for the side of the clothes, I'll be sewing this area, I'll be sewing this part, and also I'll be sewing the other side of the clothes too. So we'll be moving to the sewing of the back. So for the back, I'll be picking one side of the back, which is the Ankara and also the lining. So I'll pick up the lining like this, place it on the Ankara like this, and then at the neck part, I'll be sewing that area, and also at the zipper area, I'll be sewing it. Also the side too, I'll be sewing it, and then I'll be doing the same thing for the other side of the back. I'll take it to the machine to sew. This is it after sewing. This is the side of the front. As you can see, I'll iron that part, and then this is for the back too. Can you see I've sewn those side already, and then I've top stitched the neck area, so I'll just turn it to the other side like this. I'll turn the other part of the back too. I'll turn it to the other side, so I'll be able to iron. So I'll be putting the back aside to be able to iron the front, and then I'll iron the back too. So I'm done with the ironing. The next thing we would want to do is to sew the dart area. So as you can see, I've notched out the dart area already, so I'll be folding it into two like this. I'll use my office pin to hold down that area that I notched, so I'll pin it down like this. So after pinning it down like this, I'll go ahead to take my dart length measurement. So for my dart length, I'll be using 6.5 inches. I'll mark out the 6.5 inches there like this, and then from that 6.5 inches, I'll connect it to the opening of the dart. I'll mark it like this, mark it straight down like this. That part I mark is where I'll be sewing on, so I'll be doing the same thing for the other side of the back, and then I'll take it to the machine to sew. So this is it after sewing the back. As you can see, this is the dart area, so I'll iron it. I'll be spraying my water on it first, and then I'll iron. So I'll be ironing the other part of it too. I'm done with the ironing, so I'll be picking my front, and then I'll be picking one part of the back to place my front on the back, so I can be able to sew the shoulder parts. So I'll place the shoulder part on each other like this. As you can see how I'm doing it, and then that lining, I'll use it to turn the front part like this. You make sure you arrange it very well. I'll use it to turn it like this, and then I'll use my pin to just hold it down. So after pinning it down like this, we'll be using 1/2 inches to sew that part down, and then we'll be doing the same thing for the other shoulder. So I'll take it to the machine to sew. Here it is after sewing it. As you can see, this is the first part of it. I'll turn it to the other side for you to see. Can you see how it came out? Very nice. This is the other side of it too. I'll turn it to the other side for you to see. This also came out very nice. So what we'll be doing next is to sew the side. So this is after I was done arranging it. Can you see how it is? So we'll be turning it to the other side. You place it on each other like this. You arrange it well. So I added 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance. I'll be marking out the 1.5 inches like this. I'll mark it all the way down. So that area I mark is where I'll be sewing on. I'll be doing the same thing for the other side of it too. So I'll take it to the machine to sew. So here it is after I was done sewing. As you can see, it came out really nice. Can you see that part? So this is the back, this is the inside of it. Can you see? I've ironed it also. This is the front area, and here we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you know you have any question concerning this tutorial, you can let me know in the comment section. Kindly help me like this video, help me subscribe, turn on your notification bell so as to get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support, for the love. Thank you. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.